Shannon Sharpe, leave that white alone.
I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
Are you trying to say what you trying to say?
I'm looking right at you.
I
ain't backing down. You better take your old and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Shannon Sharpe told her that if she would lose enough weight for him, he would buy her some artificial breasts. Now that's very puzzling to me, Art, because she's already extra skinny.
He really want a 17-year-old, but he can't. He a 18-year-old, a 20-year-old. So here it is, he at the gym, working out. He's showing up at the gym with them big old black legs.
Shannon Sharpe is heated after Monique took shots at him during her stand-up set, right in the middle of his $50 million legal mess with that OnlyFans model. The crowd was stunned. The clip blew up online, and now Shannon's inner circle says he's straight up fuming. He really thought his celeb peers would ride for him, but instead, he's getting roasted. What's wild is Monique already tried to warn him. Fans are flooding the comments, reminding folks that months ago on Club Shay Shay, Monique straight up told Shannon to stop chasing young women just because they looked good and saw dollar signs. She said it loud and clear. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. But Shannon, he laughed it off. Now here we are, and his whole image is on the edge. Even if he beats the case, the damage is deep. His $100 million podcast deal, shaky. Sponsors, stepping back. And now even his so-called friends are keeping their distance like it's contagious. Monique finally let it all out at a recent stop on Cat Williams' Heaven on Earth comedy tour. And she didn't hold back. She reminded everyone she tried to school him before things got messy. And the way she told it, she made it crystal clear. This whole situation didn't just happen to Shannon. Nah, he set himself up. The internet's buzzing, and folks are saying Monique's just speaking what everyone's been thinking. Shannon didn't want wisdom. He wanted validation. And now that karma's knocking, he's mad at the one person who tried to keep it real with him. Monique ain't being petty, she's being real. Shannon had the chance to listen, but he played himself instead. Let's get into the backstory. Right after the lawsuit news broke, a clip from Monique's February 2024 interview on Club Shay Shay came roaring back online, and it's got everyone talking. In that interview, Monique didn't hold back. She told Shannon straight up he had no business dating girls half his age. She even told him to level up and find a woman who wouldn't just chase him for the bag. Yeah, some folks said she was being too harsh or sounded a little too self-righteous, but now even her usual critics are saying she was dead on. That whole moment was a direct warning to Shannon, telling him his lifestyle and taste in women could come back to blow up in his face. And guess what? That's exactly what happened. Shannon just giggled through her advice like it was cute. Meanwhile, he kept chasing after clout-chasing models. Fast forward to now, and boom, he's out at ESPN and stuck in a $50 million lawsuit mess. Fans are running back that interview like, damn, Monique called it before anyone else did. One fan put it perfectly. One thing about Monique, she'll crack jokes, but she don't lie. Shannon Baldhead should have listened instead of laughing. Now look at him. Another commenter went in. Shannon Sharpe deserved what happened to him. He had Cat Williams, Monique, and even Lil Yachty trying to school him on his own show and still fumbled. But even with all this heat, the lawsuit, the ESPN fallout, and all the public dragging, it seems like Shannon's still refusing to reflect. Word is he lost it when he saw Monique using his scandal as comedy fuel during her recent set. He thought she crossed the line. But let's be real, Monique warned him. He just didn't want to hear it. So here's what's really got Shannon Sharpe hot. He's mad Monique's cracking jokes about his situation. Insiders say he expected his celeb crew to rush to his defense, but crickets. Barely anyone stepped up to vouch for him, and that silence, it's speaking loud. But let's be real. Folks ain't exactly lining up with sympathy because this lawsuit looks like the last straw in a long line of wild behavior from Shannon. His name's been tied to mess for years, and now even more receipts are surfacing that show the side of him people tried to ignore. Right now, there's a clip making the rounds online that's not helping his case. It's from the April 30th episode of Nightcap, and it's going viral for all the wrong reasons. While talking about the 2025 NFL Draft, Shannon suddenly cuts the convo, looks off camera, and snaps. He yells out, "Shut the F up," like he completely lost control on set. That moment gave people a glimpse of the real energy he hides behind the jokes and suits. And with everything else falling apart, this outburst just adds more fuel to the fire. Ain't looking good for Unc right now.
Guess what the two teams that call me, Ocho, say, what's your phone number, where you gonna be?
Who that?
Shut the f up.
But wait, there's more heat coming Shannon's way. Now he's catching flack for saying he won't spend more than $30,000 on any of his daughter's weddings. Yep, you heard that right. And this is the same man who reportedly offered that OnlyFans model a whopping $10 million just to make her lawsuit disappear. He made the comment on another Nightcap episode, chopping it up with Ochachinko about how much they drop on their kids' big days. That's when Shannon said he'd cap his daughter's weddings at $30,000, then doubled down with a joke about them serving spaghetti and fried fish instead of splurging on fancy meals. People ain't laughing. They're calling him out.
My daughter's a budget. You got a budget. I don't get whatever you do after that.
What number, I mean, I don't want to be in your business, but what number you said?
30,000.
Okay. So you can have a wedding with 30,000?
I don't know what you can have. I ain't the one getting married. I don't give a damn. Hey, they better go get one of them. Hey, y'all from the South, y'all know about that fried catfish and spaghetti plate. Hey, I know somebody hooked that thing right on up. What they charge by the plate? $10.50 a head. Spaghetti, fried catfish, a piece of cornbread, and a styrofoam cup of sweet tea. That's all you get. Man, I'm not finna go. Hey, just because they somebody. Oh hell, no, man, I wish I might.
It didn't take long for the internet to light Shannon up after those wild wedding budget comments, especially once fans started connecting the dots with those leaked texts. People quickly reminded everyone that Shannon himself admitted the OnlyFans model was charging him $25,000 per cheek. Yeah, seriously. One fan didn't hold back, saying, "This needed to come out. Dude's a hypocrite. He'll toss millions at a former worker, but won't give his own daughter more than $30,000 for her wedding." That comment alone had folks dragging him left and right. But things took an even nastier turn after those leaked messages showed some unsettling exchanges between Shannon and the model Gabriella. Fans are now accusing him of being involved in some twisted race play dynamic after Gabriella allegedly texted him saying she wanted him to put a big black baby in her. That message had social media shook. What's even more suspicious? Shannon never posted his side of the conversation, and now fans are convinced this wasn't just her being wild. It was something he asked for. Gabriella's a paid worker, so a lot of folks believe she was just playing along with his fantasy. Either way, it's a bad look, and things are spiraling fast.
And just one more thing about Mr. Sharpe. Not so sharp, clearly. It is my theory, just my opinion, my theory, not fact, my opinion. I think all of this RACE rhetoric that was in those text messages started with him. It started with him. It's becoming more and more clear to me, in my opinion, that he has a race fetish. He has a fetish for that type of dynamic. Think about it. This was a 19-year-old white woman when he met her. I don't know any 19-year-old white woman that's running around hollering about a big black baby and baby gravy. Shannon was a 54-year-old big black grown man from the backwoods of Georgia. Gravy sound like some he's familiar with. Big black babies, he probably seen a few in his day. Born in the backwoods of Georgia where he grew up with his grandma and all the other folks. But I just don't think that came from her. Now, is she repeating it back in those text messages? Yes, that's why he released her messages, not his. Peep that, okay? We haven't seen what his responses was. And I guarantee you, when they post those messages, y'all gonna see. All of that race started with him. It's a fetish. And he could only play that kind of stuff out with a young girl. He couldn't, like Monique was trying to tell him, get an older gal. Older gal ain't going for that. They was going to immediately know he was a freak and a weirdo. A 19-year-old don't know no better. That's why she repeated it back to him, because he said it to her first. Older men, that's why they tend to want to be with younger women. They're more impressionable. They can mold them. They can shape them to be what they want them to be. Do what they want them to do. You let him come to a 40 or 50-year-old woman talking about put a big black baby and baby gravy. We gonna be looking like, what's wrong with you? Yeah, that started with him. Mark my words, it's gonna come out. But that race stuff started with Shannon.
And it gets even wilder. There's another clip floating around where Shannon's out here sharing a freaky story about one of his past hookups. And the story was so much that even Deion Sanders had to walk away. Fans in the comments are roasting him, saying this is why they stopped watching Nightcap with Shannon and Ocho. Every episode turned into Shannon oversharing about his bedroom business. And let's be real, nobody's trying to hear all that from a dude pushing 60. But now it's not just fans sounding off, industry insiders are stepping in too. Dr. Umar chimed in, saying that lawsuit or not, Shannon had no business getting involved with a 19-year-old, point blank. Even if this whole legal mess turns out to be a money grab, Shannon still should have known better. And here's the kicker, Gabriella allegedly refused to sign an NDA. That right there should have been the biggest red flag of all. But Shannon ignored it, and now he's getting dragged from all angles.
You would think that in the aftermath of all of these cases that's going on, that Shannon Sharpe, or any black male celebrity for that matter, will conduct themselves in a more responsible manner. So what do we know about this situation? According to Gabriella Zuniga, she met Shannon Sharpe at a gym in Los Angeles approximately 2 years ago, 2023. Now, Shannon alleges that he tried to present her with an NDA, non-disclosure agreement, which every celebrity should require from anyone they engage with. Well, guess what, Art? She decides she's not going to sign the NDA. That right there was a warning to Shannon Sharpe that this 19-year-old, who you shouldn't be dating anyway because of her age, because of her race, you need to end this. If she don't want to sign an NDA dating a celebrity, you know what that means. That means if this doesn't go her way, she's going to expose you. Shannon Sharpe should have ended it right there. The problem was she fit his type. Obviously, Uncle Shay Shay, he likes Caucasian women, as we all know, and he likes them very skinny, which I didn't know. And the reason I'm saying that is the pictures that are floating around the internet on Gabrielle Asu Ninjas is the pictures of a very petite Caucasian woman who, not being disrespectful when I say this, appears to be built like a 13, 14, 15-year-old child. And according to her, allegedly, Shannon Sharpe told her that if she would lose enough weight for him, he would buy her some artificial breasts. Now, that's very puzzling to me, Art, because she's already extra skinny, extra petite, no booty, no breasts, no nothing. Why would you want her to lose any more weight? So from that, we can gather that Shannon Sharpe's type is an extra pale, extra skinny Caucasian. He definitely don't like them 5'5", thick in the thighs like Dr. Umar. He don't want butter almond. He don't want butter pecan. He don't want fudge, cinnamon, mahogany. He don't even want African vanilla, African butterscotch, African lemonade. He wants some pale and skinny. I want him brown chocolate and curvy.
At this point, fans are done feeling bad for Shannon. Most people agree. He's got zero right to be mad at Monique for joking about his mess, especially when she actually tried to save him with that blunt advice on Club Shay Shay. She kept it real. She warned him, but Shannon laughed it off like it was a game and kept doing his thing. Now that everything's blowing up in his face, folks are saying he's just getting hit with the results of his own reckless choices. And the fallout? It's ugly. Gabriella's suing for a massive $50 million, and people are questioning if Shannon's even got it like that. His net worth is estimated at around $30 million, so if she wins, that payout could wreck his whole bag. During his NFL run, Shannon earned about $22.5 million, with his biggest deal being a $13.8 million contract from the Ravens, netting him $5 million up front. These days, Shannon pulls in an estimated $10 million a year through podcasts, brand endorsements, sports media gigs, and even his luxury cognac brand, La Portier. But even with all that hustle, he's still trailing behind his First Take co-host Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A's been raking it in. He just locked down a 5-year deal reportedly worth $100 million, pushing his net worth to around $45 million. That puts him right behind Tom Brady in the sports media money game and leaves Shannon in the dust. So yeah, Monique told no lies. And now Shannon's not just facing public embarrassment, he might be looking at financial collapse too.
Your ESPN contract,
yes, sir,
is up next year. And the word on the street is that you want something in the range of $100 million for 5 years.
Right.
True?
It ain't false. I always want as much money as I can get. I'm not going to apologize to that. I'm a capitalist. What I would say to you is I would ask respectfully, pay attention to the industry. See what people are getting paid. See how much money they're making and what they're bringing to the table. Look at their ratings. Look at their revenue that they're generating and look at mine.
And here's where things really take a turn. Shannon was this close to locking in his own $100 million media empire before the lawsuit hit. That's right. He was about to sign a monster podcast deal that would have covered all of his Sheehy Media shows, Club Shay Shay, Nightcap with Chad Johnson, Club 520 Podcast, The Bubba Dub Show, and Humble Baddies. Front Office Sports dropped the scoop on April 18th, just 3 days before Gabriella's lawsuit went public. At the time, Shannon was expected to ink a deal worth over $100 million. But now, that deal is officially on ice, and if it falls apart, that's a huge bag gone. And the lawsuit itself, still hanging over his head like a storm cloud. If Gabriella wins and gets even a fraction of that $50 million, people are questioning whether Shannon's made enough money to survive it. To be fair, even if the court doesn't rule in Gabriella's favor, she might not walk away with the full $50 million she's demanding. Civil A cases are tough, especially when the situation blurs the line between what's consensual and what's not. It's still very possible Shannon walks away without paying a dime, but here's the problem. His reputation's already in the dirt. Whether he wins or not, the public's seen way too much. Those leaked texts, bad enough, but that alleged audio where Shannon's heard threatening to choke Gabriella, that was the final nail. Even if Shannon beats the lawsuit, it might be too late to clean up the mess. His image took a hit, and some doors in Hollywood and the media world might never open again. So even if Shannon walks away from this lawsuit without paying a dime, it doesn't erase what the world now knows about how he really moves behind the scenes. This ain't just about being guilty or innocent, it's about image. And that's where the real damage hits hard. Big players like Disney, who own ESPN, don't care what the court says, they care what the public says. They care about headlines, viral clips, and trending scandals. And right now, Shannon Sharpe's name is hot for all the wrong reasons. Whether he beats the case or not, his name's officially become a risk, and companies are gonna think twice before cutting him that next big check. Sure, there's still a chance Shannon could bounce back. He's got a huge fan base and everyone loves a good comeback story. But that path, it's looking rough. All because he ignored real advice from folks like Monique and Cat Williams, kept the wrong people around him, and got caught up in a situation that he should have never entertained. Getting involved with that young OnlyFans model wasn't just reckless, it was messy. Between the age gap, the power imbalance, and the alleged racial fetish stuff, that's the kind of baggage no brand, especially one like Disney, wants anywhere near their image. So now we gotta ask, can Shannon really come back from this? Or did he go too far this time? And what about Monique? Was she out of line for joking about it? Or was she just keeping it real since she did try to warn him? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives, and share this video if it had you locked in. See you in the next one.